Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at 6 different celebrity engagement rings. Some are old, some are new, but I think some of these are just so beautiful and worth breaking down. So if you're shopping for engagement ring, this can maybe be like a fun little inspo for you. If not, we just love the celebrity gossip. So we have Zoe Kravitz. She recently broke off her engagement with Channing Tatum. They were like the hottest couple, which is so sad that they broke up. But she had a 7-carat elongated cushion. The ring was actually designed by a jeweler called Jessica McCormick. She's out in the UK, and she has a really signature style where the prongs are like these kind of like pointed prongs. I do love this ring. It's actually very similar to the ring that Zendaya got from Tom Holland, except hers was horizontally placed and there was no black rhodium. The one thing I am going to say about this style of design, and I covered it on my Instagram, it's really beautiful, but the only thing that I would change is the shine. So as you can see here, I feel like it kind of looked a little bit top heavy. I probably would have done this in the sense of making it more angled to pull reference to the angular prongs. I feel like in having just like a simple round band, it kind of just falls flat a little bit. Of course, this is personal preference, but I probably would have done this to give a little bit more of an edge because it's already an edgy aesthetic. And the second thing is a little bit of like a nitpick of mine where the bezel doesn't actually follow the shape of the stone. So if you look closely, the cushion is a little bit more angled than the actual bezel. So bezels are used, you know, to enhance, correct the shape. This is usually, in my experience, the designer actually didn't know better. So it's not following, and by eye, I find it visually kind of unpleasant. So again, you can really see it here. So this is what it looks like currently, and I feel like having the corners pulled to really emphasize the shape would have looked a little bit more aesthetically pleasing because it always kind of looks off to the eye. But again, this is a nitpick. It's obviously a beautiful ring. I would never remake it because it's not my design, but I can definitely appreciate the beauty. Both rings are estimated to be around like the $350,000 to $500,000 range. The main difference that you really see between Zoe Kravitz and Zendaya is that Zoe Kravitz has a black rhodium top. I do like that. It definitely gives an edgier look. The one thing that I would say with black rhodium is that it is a superficial plating, so it does wear off over time, but again, it's not really a problem. You just have to bring it back for a little bit more maintenance. They're also actually two-toned, so if you actually look at the band themselves, they are yellow gold, and then the top of it is set in white gold. Of course, Zoe Kravitz is black rhodium, but the one on Zendaya, this will actually help keep the diamond white even though the band is yellow. So that's also a little fun tip and trick if ever you do want to keep your diamond as white as possible without it having to be obnoxiously two-toned, because not everybody likes that style necessarily. Also, I just wanted to note, like, we are going to be doing these kinds of deep dives at least once a month, so if you do like any celebrity engagement rings, put them down below just to make sure that I have a look at them, and then maybe we can talk about it on the next one. Next, we have Scarlett Johansson's ring. So when I first looked at this ring, I was like, god dang, this is ugly. But it grew on me. And it grew on me because I can appreciate the authenticity, I can appreciate the originality. I find that all too often, I don't know if I'm a little bit biased, but when I look at celebrities, I want to see extra. I want to see extravagance. I want to see something, you know, a little bit crazier because they do have a little bit of bigger budgets. They also tend to be, you know, very stylish figures. And so when they come out with like a very boring solitaire diamond ring, I'm like, could we do a little bit better? I don't know. So when she came out with this ring, I hated it. Now it's really grown on me. It is a 11-carat brown diamond. So a lot of the times people will think it's yellow. This is a much more warm undertone, and that's why it's going to be considered more of a brown diamond. Personally, I love brown diamonds. That's actually what I'm going to be having for my engagement ring because it just has so much warmth and it just looks so, I don't know, je ne sais quoi, but it's really beautiful. And it's set on a black ceramic band. Not a lot of people know black ceramic. A lot of the times we'll see like enamels, we'll see resins, but black ceramic is a really unique material. It's super durable. You can again get it in a wide range of colors, and it just has a very beautiful finish. It's like if you compare it to the original ring that we talked at the beginning of the video for Zoe Kravitz, that is really a black rhodium plating, which is a superficial layer which will rub off. This is not. Like, this is going to be lightweight, it's going to resist everything, so it's a really interesting material to use in jewelry. So yeah, let me know if you guys like it or not, because it's really a polarizing one, I feel. Next, I want to talk about Paris Hilton's ring. So she has one of my favorite, most iconic engagement rings ever. I'm not a huge fan of diamond, but I find this one is so drop dead gorgeous. It is like around 20 carats. It's estimated to be around $2 million. And this thing is a rock. Like, this girl can squat with this, okay? It is heavy. And I really like that she placed it on a very thick band, because sometimes we see a lot of celebrities, you know, like Hailey Bieber, Blake Lively, you know, they will have these crazy large center stones and then they're on these like super dinky thin bands. I just don't like the look. I prefer that hers has rigor, it has mass to it, and so I feel like everything just proportionally looks well. And just from like a wearability aspect, you know, sometimes even I would get asked from clients to have like a 4 carat larger center stone, and then they want to put on this like super thin band. At some point it's also just not even comfortable, and so I do like her ring. I like the trapezoid accent stones on the side. It just looks so class. And also a fun little thing that you don't see from the top of the ring is they actually set a little pink diamond underneath, which I think is like a really cute touch, and it was a touch that was made just for her, for only her to see. So I don't know, those little things are like romantic, and I definitely like that. Next we have Katy Perry's ring, and I think she's one of the very few celebrities that have a red centered engagement ring. It's not super common. Rubies are generally not very popular in North America. They are in like the Middle East, or even like Brazil. We will do them. Especially we'll get asked a lot of the times for more astrological reasons, or the benefits for rubies is why people will ask for them. But here it's mostly sapphire, emerald, and diamond that we see for bridal. I did see discourse online that some people were saying that it's a red diamond. It is. I really don't think it is a red diamond. That is one of the rarest types of diamonds. So I mean, they are celebrities, they can afford certain extravagance, but this is next level. You don't see red diamonds, especially of this size, this saturation. So I do believe that it is a ruby, especially based off of the cut. It's not so much of a brilliant cut, which is what we see with diamonds. So just looking at the overall aesthetic, I do believe it is a ruby. They did estimate it to be 2 carats online, but I really don't think it's under 3 carats just based off of the size. The one thing that I would say for this engagement ring, I do find it very cute. I do find it very fitting for her style. It is kind of weird that the stone is set flush to the side diamonds. In terms of design, I definitely would have set the center stone a little bit higher to put more emphasis on it, versus right now it looks kind of like a flat layer with the diamonds around it, right? The beauty of an engagement ring is always a center stone, so you really want to put emphasis on it. So that's like the one little thing that by eye was a little bit weird to me. And also, there is a little bit drama around this ring. So Orlando Bloom actually proposed to his ex-wife with a ring that looked very similar to this one. So I don't know if both women just have similar styles, or he just likes giving the same ring multiple times, but it's a little bit weird. So let me know what you think about that, because yeah. Next we have Nicola Peltz Beckham. So her ring was same thing. It is a very, very large center stone. They estimated online to be around 8 carats. I don't think this ring is 8 carats. I think it's much, much larger. I'm going to say at least 12 to 15 carats, because it's quite huge. It wasn't her first ring. It was her second ring. But again, I like the fact that it's not just huge center stone sitting by itself. It does have trilliant accents on the side. So it gives it just like a little bit more fluidity than just a giant thing on her hands. I also love the fact that they went all out, because a lot of the times when you see these larger engagement rings, you know, the wedding bands are generally quite minimal, but she added on top of this nugget of a ring, they actually added a very large eternity band next to it. So she is decked out to the T's. More is more, less is more, and I am totally for it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. My name is Dominic Flux. I've been a custom jewelry designer for the last decade, and if ever you're looking to create a custom engagement ring, you can always send me an email. My links are below. And also, we do have a lot of short form content on the channel as well, on like TikTok and on Instagram, so definitely check it out if you're more, you know, that genre of like watcher. Then it's a little bit easier to digest. So thanks for watching, and bye!